Hey, Hurricane families, it's me, Coach Ray. I am here with some important information regarding tournaments. I know a lot of you can't make a meeting and it's kind of tough to talk in that wrestling room, so listen up. With tournaments, our weigh ins are always going to be on Thursdays unless otherwise specified. You will receive a Google form this Sunday or early Monday morning where you'll click on the link, fill out the form appropriately if your wrestler is going to wrestle in that weekend's tournament. So, this weekend, Sunday, you'll receive in your email a Google form for next week's tournament. That is our tournament, the Howell Crossface Classic. You'll go ahead, click on there, fill it out for each of your wrestlers, and then we will get a printout sheet for the weigh-in day, which is Thursday. That's December 12th. At that practice, you will need to make sure that you have the $15 payment fee for registration for the tournament. And you'll need to have that at the time of weigh-in. With that, we are going to need to make sure that you have payment ready to go, and wrestlers will not be able to weigh in without payment, and we can't keep postponing weigh-ins either. So what I mean by that is have your wrestler with their money ready to go, so they'll start practice, and we'll have team moms or other coaches bring kids back. So make sure they've got their payment ready to go. We'll weigh them in. Wrestlers can weigh in a singlet or in their underwear or shorts, whatever the case may be. Then we'll also do a skin check. So we'll do a quick little spin around of your wrestler, check their body for anything that may look a little like a ringworm or any type of skin infection. And then also we'll check their nails. So make sure your wrestlers' fingernails are cut for the tournament. So I'm looking over my notes here. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Your wrestler will go back to practice right after. We're not doing 2-3 weigh-ins for wrestlers. You weigh in, you take care of business, and you get back out there to get ready. On the tournament day, there is not a weigh-in on site. However, they will do a random weight check. So they will call a mat. Each wrestler is assigned to a mat throughout the course of the day, and they'll randomly select a mat, and any wrestler who is on that mat will have to weigh in on the scale. And you have to be within 1 pound of the weight allowance for your particular weight class. And that's just to make sure that the on-site weigh-ins are being honest. If there is a large variance between what you recorded your weight as and what your wrestler showed up on that day, there's a warning and some penalties that occur, but we shouldn't have to worry about that. So everybody's going to be honest, and you're not going to just gorge yourself that weekend anyway, because you're going to be fueled and ready to go for a tournament. So then during the tournament, we are going to direct you to Track Wrestling. So trackwrestling.com. It is a very clunky website, but it will list all of your wrestlers' matches, or at least the brackets in which they belong. I will send you some links to some tutorials on Track Wrestling, and then there's tons of parents who have been part of the wrestling community for a while who will help you with that in the stands. But it'll let you know which mat your wrestler will be on, which bout your wrestler will be on, and depending on the way the bracket lies, it'll kind of let you know when to expect to come up again. So we ask that wrestlers are by their mat within 2 matches. We don't want to be there too early because it gets too crowded, and we don't want to be rushing there. You want to make sure you get a little warm up in before each match. Look around. Coaches will have green shirts on. We're getting our new shirts coming hopefully within the week, and that way you can arrange for a coach to be at your mat. Do not wrestle without a coach. Do not wrestle without a coach. Do not wrestle without a coach. If you go to the table and you're ready to wrestle and there's not a coach nearby, tell the ref, say, I don't have a coach, I don't have a coach. Tell your wrestler to do that as well. Parents, make sure that you are advocating for your wrestler, and then they will not start the match without a coach. The other thing is you cannot be mat side unless you have filled out and you follow those directions on that MyWay and MMWA process. So I've sent that email about 3 or 4 times, I think. So if you haven't done that, that's all on you to do. We've got the kids taken care of. You've got to take care of yourself if you want to sit mat side. If you don't want to sit mat side, you're good. You want to sit in the stands and watch, or watch from afar, go for it. Some people it's for them, others not so much. On our tournament day, We appreciate everyone signing up for the Sign Up Genius. You'll head to the field house. You'll go to the head table to check in, so that way we make sure you check in for your shift, and then you'll head to your spot for your shift. We will make sure that you do not miss a wrestler's match. That's why we've got several people at each of the stations. There'll be people around. There's veterans at each of those stations, from what I looked at today, that have done this stuff before, that can kind of help out, and it is pretty self-explanatory. And we kind of just go as the day goes along, and we if you don't know it, fake it till you make it, right? But you should be all set with that. I'm sure you have a lot of questions as the week goes on. I might do another video as it gets a little bit closer, but this is just to ease your mind about a few of these things. Oh, if your wrestler does not have a singlet, don't worry. It's okay. They'll be able to wear some shorts, no pockets, if you can. And it is really preferred to do a compression style shirt, so that way it's not as easy for a wrestler to grab onto. But there's tons of people, especially this time of the season, who are wrestling in shorts and t-shirts, so no worries about that. And I think that's all I have right now. I will see you all at practice later. Have a good night. Thanks.